Happy New Year, and welcome to the Council's Reorganization meeting, January 1st, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have an invocation written by Father Bill Sheridan of St. Agnes Church. We gather today at the very beginning of this new year of grace to offer our heartfelt thanks and to ask your blessings upon our gathering. We are grateful for the many gifts that you have lavished upon us. May we always respond generously to your call for us to use them on behalf of the common good. We ask your blessings, too, upon the elected officials of the township, its employees and residents. May the coming year be one of happiness, health, and prosperity for all. We offer this prayer in your holy name. Amen. Please be seated. This meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, as adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by mailing the annual schedule of meetings to the Star-Ledger, Union County Hawk, Union County Local Source, and Tappan to Clark. By posting such annual meeting schedule on the bulletin board and town hall reserved for such announcements, the official website of the township, and the proper filing of said notice, formal action may be taken at this meeting. First order of business is to swear in the mayor and at-large council. Mayor, please join me at the podium. Ready? I, Salvatore Bonacorso.
I, Salvatore Bonacorso.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the state of New Jersey.
And the state of New Jersey.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance to the same.
And allegiance to the same.
And to the governments established.
And to the governments established.
In the United States.
In the United States.
And in this state.
And in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
And that I will faithfully.
And I will faithfully.
Impartially.
Partially.
And justly perform. All the duties of the office of mayor.
All the duties of the office of mayor.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
For the township of Clark.
For the township of Clark.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yep, I'll have to sign it later. Okay. Actually, we'll stay up there. Councilwoman Albanese, please join me. With your family. Hi, how are you? Well. Nice of you to make the trip. I, Angel Albanese,
I, Angel Albanese,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the
and
same,
allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United
in
States
the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform
perform
all the duties of the office of Councilwoman at Large
all the duties of the position of Councilwoman at Large
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
for the township of Clark.
for the township of Clark.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, would Jim Minetti please join me? was going to say, where's your family? Bible. Okay. I, James Minetti,
I, James Benetti,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office of Councilman at Large
all the duty and justly perform all the duties of the office of Councilman at Large
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
for the Township of Clark,
for the Township of Clark.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Councilman Smith. I, William F. Smith,
I, William F. Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and
established
to the governments established
in the United
in
States
the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and
perform
justly perform
all the duties of the office of Councilman at Large
all the duties of the office of Councilman at Large
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
for the Township of
for
Clark,
the Township of Clark,
so help me
so
God.
help me God.
Reorganization meeting of the Township Council 2025 will commence. I'll call the roll. Councilwoman Albanese.
Here.
Councilman Hund.
Here.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Here.
Councilman Minetti.
Here.
Councilman O'Connor.
Here.
Councilman Smith.
Here.
Councilman Toll.
Here.
First order of business is the election of a council president. I'll open the nominations for council president.
I'd like to nominate Angel Albanese.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Councilman O'Connor. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I call for a motion to close nominations.
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll call the roll for council to confirm the nomination of Angel Albanese for council president. Councilwoman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Minetti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese, please join me at the podium. I, Angel Albanese,
I, Angel Albanese,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New
and
Jersey,
the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the
to
same,
the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United
in the
States
United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and
perform
justly perform
all the duties of the office of Council President
all the duties of the office of Council President
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
for the Township of Clark,
for the Township of Clark,
so help me God.
so help me God. Happy New Year, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to all our family, friends, citizens from Clark and elsewhere. Thank you for joining us. At this time, we're going to entertain nominations for Vice President.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Councilman Mazzarella. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Councilman Hund.
We're nominating
Vice President.
for who? Bill Smith. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we have our nominee, Bill Smith. At this time, I'd like to ask if there are any other nominations. Sorry. Are there any other nominations, Council? Seeing none, I close this portion of the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Will the council confirm the nomination of Bill Smith for Council Vice President?
Councilman Hund,
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella,
Yes.
Councilman Manitti,
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilman Toll,
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Nomination is confirmed. Council Vice President, please join me at the podium.
Thank you.
I, William F. Smith,
I, William F. Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that I
States
will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New
and
Jersey,
the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the
and
same,
allegiance to the same,
and to the governments
and
established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
justly perform
all the duties of the office of Council Vice President
all the duties of the office of Council Vice President
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
for the Township of Clark,
for the Township of Clark,
so help me God.
so help me God. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Should I turn this around?
Okay, thank you, council. We are going to start the meeting. I thank you all for coming to the 2025 Clark Township Reorganization Meeting. Today's council agenda items are primarily focused on required legislative business items that need to be done in order for the township to operate. So I'm going to ask the clerk to start with the first item on the agenda, professional services.
Thank you, Madam President. Number one has 7 parts. First is the award of contract. These were all done through a fair and open process through a request for proposals procedure. Our auditor will be Scott Cleland of PKF O'Connor Davies. Engineering services will be provided by Richard O'Connor of Grotto Engineering. Professional planner Paul Rickey of Rickey Planning. Labor Counsel, Richard P. Flom of DeFrancesco, Bateman, Kunzman, Davis, Lehrer, and Flom. Bond Counsel Stephen L. Rogut of Rogut McCarthy. Special Counsel Mark P. Dugan, Stephen F. Wolkowitz, Richard D. Huxford, Mark A. Spazzato, Alexander J. Yandoli of Triarci, Betancourt, Wolkowitz, and Dugan, and Oprah Counsel Robert F. Varady of LaCourte, Bundy, Varady, and Kinsella.
I'll make a motion to move that.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councilman Mazzarella.
Excuse me, I'd just like to say that A and B have O'Connor in their last name, not related to me. So the auditor and the engineer are not related to me. Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying that. Madam Clerk, when you're ready, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Minetti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toole.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes. This time, I'd ask the clerk to move on to mayor's appointments.
Okay. Mr. Dugan, do you have a statement?
Yes, before we do the mayor's appointments, number 4 of the mayoral appointments is being removed from the agenda.
Madam President, may I?
Yes.
Yeah, just for the people at home and that are here, that is the acting director of public works, which I was appointing myself to, at no cost to the community whatsoever, not one dime. Just to give you a brief history on it, 24 years ago when I was first elected, I took that appointment very seriously, and I hired a very competent man, Sonny Bertol, to run the DPW. And along with myself and John Laser, we worked with Sonny to help shape it. Sonny passed away, great man, and I appointed my dad, Joe Bonacorso, at the time. And again, with him, myself, and John Laser, we shaped the DPW to be the well-running machine it is today that provides more services in this town than any other town in Union County provides, with great personnel there. When my dad passed away, I wasn't going to put a political hack in there. I wasn't going to put someone in there without the knowledge that's better than Joe and Sonny and myself and John, for that matter. So I appointed John as the BA. As the BA and mayor, we have authority over every single department that's there. In 21, when John passed away, again, with no one else really to go to with knowledge and experience, I said to council, I'll just fill the title, because my hands are on DPW. It's one of my favorite departments. It's a passion I have for them. And again, a great crew of people. And it's been sitting that way. So when this year came up, the clerk asked me if I was going to appoint anybody. I said, nah, just put my name down. It's just a title. I think I have the ultimate title as mayor. So this is a secondary title. We ran it. The other day, my failed opponent, Michael Schulman, decided to file an injunction in the Union County Superior Court to stop it. I'm like, okay, why? There's no money attached. There was some theory that I may step down as mayor and take that as a lucrative job. Citizens, that never would happen. Never would happen. So at this point, council told me that the court has decided to hear this on January 17th, another waste of taxpayers' dollars for something so trivial. And then they'll be here questioning the budget on why legal OE is up. But anyhow, I'm going to instruct Council Mark to not even worry about it. I'll just leave that position blank and continue to do what I've been doing, or I could put Jim in as the BA. Because at this point, that's not a job for a political hack. It's a job for someone who knows public works. Along with Scott McCabe and his team there, Pat Huffschneider, it's running fine, so it's not a big deal. But I did want to tell the people, it's just an amazing thing to me when I heard this the other day. File an injunction in court to stop it for a non-paying subtitle that I have. So it'll be very easy. I won't waste taxpayers' dollars by sending Mr. Dugan down there to argue the point. We'll just leave it blank, or I'll put it under the authority of Jim Ulrich. Or maybe I could do what a Democrat may do, which would be go out, that job would probably be worth between $80,000 and $130,000 in a town like Clark if you check other municipalities around. And then you give that person health benefits and a cell phone and a vehicle, it's about a $200,000 hit on the taxpayers of Clark. I could be a Democrat and maybe do that, but I'll continue to run the town fiscally sound the way we always have. Thank you very much. Sorry I have to bring that up on such a joyous day. But when, you know, I'm an old school guy. You throw a hand grenade at me, you're getting one back. Thank you.
Okay, so we have the mayor's appointments, and then we'll have confirmation of council. First is Business Administrator, James Ulrich. Next is Director of Law, Mark Dugan. Next is Director of Recreation, Ralph Bernardo. Municipal Historian, Brian Toll. And Library Board of Trustees, Linda Dunn, regular member for a 5-year term. Angel Albanese, mayor's alternate for a 1-year term. And Carla Wagner, superintendent's alternate for a 1-year term.
I think we met Lisa Dunn.
I'm sorry, Lisa
Thank you.
Dunn. I don't know even what I said, I'm sorry. Lisa Dunn, regular member.
Okay, at this time, I'd like a motion on resolutions 2 through 7, confirm, nope,
2, 3.
2, 3, 5,
sorry.
6, and 7.
2, 3, 5, 6, and 7, confirming the mayor's appointments.
So moved. I'll second that.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Thank you, Councilman Hund. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Minetti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toole.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Okay, that was Smith and Hund.
Okay, at this time, we'll move on to mayor's appointments without confirmation of council.
Okay. First is Affirmative Action Officer Donna Mizuko for a 2-year term. Union County Cultural and Heritage Affairs, Councilman Brian Toll for a 4-year term. Union County Transportation Advisory Board, Jennifer Kabliska, James Ulrich, both for a 1-year term. So Jennifer is the member and James Ulrich is the alternate. Union County Utilities Authority Solid Waste Advisory Board, Brian Toll for a 1-year term and Frank Mazzarella alternate. Union County Community Development Revenue Sharing Committee, Public Improvements, Angel Albanese, regular member for a 1-year term, and James Minetti, alternate for a 1-year term. Planning Board, Mayor Sal Bonacorso, Class 1 member for a 1-year term. James Ulrich, Class 2 member for a 1-year term. Joseph Arancio, Class 4 member for a 4-year term. Environmental Commission, Kevin Koch, regular member for a 3-year term. Mark Hayden, regular member for a 3-year term. Emergency Management Coordinator, Michael Nenordis, for a 3-year term. Local Emergency Management Council, Adam Nenordis, Deputy EM Coordinator. Sal Bonacorso, Mayor and Public Information Officer. James Ulrich, Business Administrator. Patrick O'Connor, Council Liaison. Captain Christian Lott, Police Department. Captain Mike Akabu, Police Department. Frank Sarasa, Fire Chief. Lori Sheldon, Emergency Medical Coordinator. David DeRosa, Health Officer. Scott McCabe, Supervisor, Public Works. Elizabeth Klee, Director of Communications and Business Development. Jeff Reagan, Communications Officer. Ralph Bernardo, Director of Senior Citizens. Megan Kachelik, Library Director. Edward Grandy, Superintendent, Clark Public Schools. Michael Pollack, Director of Security, Clark Public Schools. Richard O'Connor, Township Engineer. Mark Dugan, Township Attorney. And Dr. Tasha Rafi, Township Doctor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, we'll move on to citizens' hearing on the agenda. So I'd like to open up the hearing so that any individual who wishes to come forward can address the council as a body, not to exceed 5 minutes. Is there anyone wishing to come forward to discuss agenda items only at this time? Seeing no one come forward, I'd like a motion to close this portion of the meeting. Thank you, Councilman O'Connor. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councilman Minetti. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, at this time, we'll move on to council's appointments. These are resolutions that will be read by the clerk.
First resolution is Union County Community Development Revenue Sharing Committee, Public Facilities. Frank Mazzarella, regular member for a 1-year term, and Brian Toll, alternate for a 1-year term.
I'd like to move that.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Do I have a second? Thank you, Councilman Hund. Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, who was the second?
Councilman Hund.
Thank you. Okay, Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Maniti. Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Next is the appointment of Adam Nenordis as Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator for a 3-year term.
Do you have a motion, Council?
Yes, I'll move it.
Thank you, Councilman Mazzarella. Do I have a second? Thank you, Councilman O'Connor. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Maniti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Next is Insurance Fund Commissioner for the JIF for a 1-year term, James Ulrich Commissioner, Jennifer Kabliska alternate.
Council, do I have a motion?
I'll move that.
Thank you, Councilman Maniti.
Second that?
Thank you, Councilman Hund. Roll call when you're ready.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Maniti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Okay. Next is the Planning Board, Council's appointment to the Planning Board, James Medini, Class 3 member for a 1-year term.
Council, do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you, Councilman Mazzarella. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Roll call, please.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Maniti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Number 12 is Board of Adjustment appointments. John Calaguire, regular member for a 4-year term. Mark Hayden, regular member for a 4-year term. Christopher Tierney, regular member for a 4-year term. And Dante Tagnini, alternate 1 member for a 2-year term.
Do I have a motion, Council?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Toll. Do I have a second?
I'll move that.
Thank you, Councilman Maniti.
Second that, sorry.
Okay, Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Maniti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
13 is Environmental Commission. Christina DeLuisa, alternate 2 member for a 2-year term.
Thank you, Councilman Toll. Do I have a second?
I'll second that, please.
Thank you, Councilman Hund.
Okay. Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Maniti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Number 14 is Rahway Valley Sewage Authority, reappointing Councilman Frank Mazzarella as the township's representative to the Rahway Valley Sewage Authority, term ending February 1st, 2030.
I'd like to move that, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Smith.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councilman O'Connor.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Maniti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
15 is appointment of the Municipal Alliance Committee for a 1-year term. Tara Oliveira, Coordinator. Andrew Callow, Coordinator. Detective Brian Seuss, Chairperson, Police Department Youth. Sal Bonacorso, Mayor. Detective Mark Detour, DARE Officer. Ralph Bernardo, Citizen Representative, Recreation. Kelly Gencarelli, Citizen Representative. Richard Delmonico, Cumph Principal. Joseph Beltramba, Valley Road Principal. Stephen Calblain, Student Assistant Coordinator. Jamie Ronsky, Student Assistance Coordinator. Angela DiMarzo, Teen Center Youth Representative. Lori Karnaugh, PTA Representative. Jackie Solokowski, PTA Representative. Madeline Schmidberg, Youth Representative. And Joaquin Nikolic, Youth Representative.
Do I have a motion, Council?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Do I have a second? Thank you, Councilman Toll.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Maniti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
These are the appointments by me as the Director of the Department of Law.
Mark, microphone?
I have it on, no? It's on.
I couldn't hear you.
Ordinarily don't even need one. John Henry Barr, Esquire, as Chief Municipal Prosecutor for a one-year term. Robert J. Pensula, Esquire, Alternate Prosecutor for a one-year term. Jared B. Weiss, Esquire, Public Defender for a one-year term.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to the consent agenda resolutions. I hope you had a moment to take a drink of water.
I forgot
This
water.
will be, speed things up.
Okay. First is entering into a cash management plan for the township for 2025. Number 17 is adopting the temporary municipal budget. 18 is adopting the temporary sewer utility budget. 19 is adopting the temporary swim pool utility budget. 20 is authorizing petty cash funds for business administrator, police chief, and pool director. 21 is establishing the rate of interest to be charged on delinquent taxes. 22 is authorizing the tax collector to cancel all delinquent tax overpayments, delinquent sewer, and sewer overpayments of $10 or less. 23 is authorizing funds of the township and checks drawn upon the payroll and agency accounts be subject to withdrawal by any two of the following: mayor, business administrator, chief financial officer. 24 is designating the Union County Hawk, Union County Local Source, and Star Ledger as the official newspaper of the township, and Tappan to Clark as the electronic news source in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. The governor just signed that legislation last night, allowing us at least until March to still use the Star Ledger, and then we'll see what happens from there. Number 25 is appointing Donna Mizuko as acting clerk and James Ulrich as alternate acting clerk in the absence of the township clerk. 26 is designating business administrator James Ulrich as the public agency compliance officer. 27 is affirming the township's civil rights policy with respect to all officials, appointees, employees, prospective employees, volunteers, independent contractors, and members of the public that come in contact with municipal employees, officials, and volunteers. 28 is governing body certification of compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in accordance with federal civil rights law. 29 is appointing James Ulrich as the municipal housing liaison pursuant to public laws of 2024, Chapter 2, and in accordance with Chapter 66, Section 15 of the Township Code. 30 is establishing and approving professional fees or charges assessed for municipal land use in connection with Township Board's review of applications for development, preparation of documents, and inspection of developments and improvements under construction. 31 is authorizing the township engineer to review and approve all sewer applications to be submitted to RVSA and/or NJDEP without further action of the governing body. 32 is authorizing the administration and the township clerk to advertise for upcoming bids for all necessary government operations, including capital projects and swim pool requirements for the year. 33 is authorizing the township to purchase materials, supplies, and equipment under state contract. 34 is authorizing the township to purchase materials, supplies, and equipment through various local and national cooperative pricing systems. 35 is authorizing the qualified purchasing agent to award contracts having an anticipated value in excess of $17,500 but below the bid threshold. 36 is authorizing the administration to submit grant applications for upcoming grant opportunities. 37 is authorizing the mayor and township clerk to enter into an agreement between the Township of Clark and the City of Elizabeth Division of Health STD Clinic. 38 is authorizing release of the 90% performance guarantee to Brookside Manor Group, LLC, for work completed at 1019 to 1037 Raritan Road and 468 Westfield Avenue.
I'll move that, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman Toll. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councilman Manitti. Madam Clerk, when you're ready, would you call the roll?
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Manitti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes. This time, we have 3 ordinances on the agenda for introduction, so the clerk will read the proposed ordinances, and we'll entertain motions.
Okay. The first is ordinance 25-01, an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Fix the Salaries of Communication Operators for the Years 2025 through 2028."
Do you have a motion, council?
I'll move that, please.
Thank you, Councilman O'Connor. Do I have a second? Thank you, Councilman Hund. This ordinance will have a public hearing on Tuesday, January 21st, so the citizens will have an opportunity to review it. At this time, I'll ask that the clerk call the roll.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Manitti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-02 is an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank.
I'll move that.
Thank you, Councilman Mazzarella. Do I have a second? Thank you, Councilman Toll. Any discussion? Okay, the public hearing for this ordinance will be on Tuesday, January 21st. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Manitti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-03 is an ordinance to supplement Section 7 of Chapter 117 of the Code of the Township of Clark entitled Clothing Donation Bins.
Council, do I have a motion?
I'll move that, please.
Thank you, Councilman Hund. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councilman Manitti. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Yes.
Councilman Hund.
Yes.
Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Manitti.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Toll.
Yes.
Council President Albanese.
Yes. The public hearing for this ordinance will be on Tuesday, January 21st. At this time, we'll move on to council president committees for 2025. I'll read this. The Finance Committee will consist of Pat O'Connor, Chairman, Angel Albanese, Member, Jim Manitti, Member. Legislative Committee, Brian Toll, Chairman. Members Pat O'Connor, Bill Smith. Public Safety Committee, Chairman Jimmy Manitti, and members Councilman Frank Mazzarella, Councilmember Steve Hund. Recreation and Parks Committee, Chairman Bill Smith, members Councilmember O'Connor, Councilmember Albanese. Public Works Committee, Chairman Frank Mazzarella, members Councilmember Smith, Councilmember Hund. Council Liaisons, Board of Education, Angel Albanese. Emergency Squad, Pat O'Connor. Recreation, Bill Smith. Fire Department, Jim Manitti. Police Department, Steve Hund. Public Works, Frank Mazzarella. Emergency Management, Pat O'Connor. Public Library, Angel Albanese. Senior Citizens, Frank Mazzarella. Environmental Commission, Brian Toll. At this time, I'd like to ask if there is anyone from the public who wishes to come forward and speak on any matters. Seeing no one, I'd like to close this portion of the meeting. Thank you, Councilman Toll. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councilman O'Connor. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to the mayor's State of the Township address.
Before I start, I'd like to just wish everybody a Happy New Year and welcome all the friends and families here and our employees that are here today. Thank you, members of Zoning Board, Planning Board, Board of Education, families of all our council people. It's great to have everybody here today. Very special day to be sworn in for your 7th term. And more importantly and special is to be sworn in with the people that are behind me right now. Our council members, my friends, my running mates, good, solid people that I've been with for many, many years. It's just nothing but an honor and a pleasure to serve with them in this great community and to run for office with them. And, you know, I took a lot of rocks in the last couple of years, and they were right with me and stood behind me because we know each other. We know the integrity, the effort, and the love for this community we have. Especially, I want to thank, again, I'll do it later, my wonderful wife who's been here. Let's see, we're married over 30 years, and I've been in politics for 28, so she's hardened. She's a Navy SEAL. She's so good at it. My 3 beautiful kids that are here, Christina, Kelly, and Joey, Elijah, my new son-in-law, and my extended family, I'm going to call them. Kelly's beautiful and wonderful boyfriend, James Greenbush, who's going to be starting the police academy to become a police officer in Morris County. So we're really proud of James. And Joey's girlfriend, significant other, Gianna DeMarco. Gianna, I'm going to tell you what I always tell you when you're with him. Why'd you bring him? You could have just came yourself today. But anyway, I have a beautiful family. I'm so proud of Elijah, my son-in-law. I mentioned you, right? I don't want to miss you, buddy. I don't want you to get the bad idea. But no, great son-in-law, and I'm so proud of my family and them all being here. And then my employees that are here today. I mean, I got to tell you something. We have a family in Clark Township Municipal Building. Great, thank you. Great people. Hard workers. Just can't say enough about everybody. So with that, good afternoon, members of council, members of my administration, Board of Education, clergy, my family, friends, citizens of Clark. Happy New Year to all. As I begin my 25th year as mayor, I stand in front of you, still humble as anyone could possibly be. I'm honored with the privilege to continue to serve this great community. So much has been accomplished over the past 24 years in the Township of Clark. Thanks to the hard work and dedication not only from this administration and council, but from you, the great citizens of Clark who make this a great community. Without your cooperation and appreciation, our proven success would not be what it is today. Our success thus far has been due to one crucial component, teamwork, and I thank all for that. It's because of our ability to work together professionally, competently, and most of all with integrity that has enabled this administration to work successfully not only at the local level, but with county and state officials. It is a pleasure to work together as a team without obstacles and personal agendas along the way. After all of us benefit in the end. When you build a strong, stable, and safe community with a top-notch school system, property values go up, and the town as a whole becomes more desirable. From singles to seniors, we accept all, and they all benefit inevitably. Clark is a loving and accepting community. Thank you to all the recreational boards, coaches, players, and parents who work so hard together for our youth to achieve and to learn and to grow, most of all, to have some fun. The time you give to the children of our Clark, it's just so wonderful, and it's nurturing future leaders of our community. I want to thank members of the Planning Board, Zoning Board, and other boards of our community. With you, you help make this one great place to be. It is the sense of pride in community as well as overall success and desirability that puts Clark Township as one of the top places to live in New Jersey. Tops, as far as I'm concerned. Again, I'd like to just speak to my children, Christina, Kelly, and Joey, my son-in-law, Elijah, and my wife, Geraldine. It's just how life has evolved. When I stood up here to get sworn in 28 years ago as a councilman, Jerry was pregnant with Christina. They were all here as babies. I remember the one picture, Joey's sleeping in my wife's arms, but they've evolved with me, and they've been there for me. And I love them all so deeply. I'd also like to thank my mom, who's not here today, who's be 86 in January, for being so supportive over the years and putting up with the last couple of years. But they know me. The administration has achieved great things, and we will continue to do so undoubtedly through the coming years. As to my friends on council, Angel, Jimmy, Frank, Pat, Brian, Bill, Steve, I thank you for your cooperation and your continued support, your dedication, compassion, and friendship throughout the years. We have achieved so much together, and I look forward to achieving even more. Council President Albanese, I wish you the best of luck, and anything you need, you know I'm there for you. You've always been there for me. I'd like to thank a very special friend and great Township Administrator Jim Ulrich. Jimmy started with me 24 years ago as a councilman, and unfortunately, after a term, his job took him away from us. But when our great Hall of Fame BA, John Laza, passed, Jimmy appeared there, and the next thing I know, he took the job, and I'm going to tell you something, this guy works. And like John, if you don't have a great BA with you, you're in trouble as a mayor. And I was fortunate to have John and Jim, and they just work. I get calls from Jimmy on a Sunday morning, on a Saturday afternoon, on the way home at night. He's always working, he's always there, and I'll tell you what, he's achieved some real greatness quickly, and has really put this township into a place I wanted to be more technology, right, Jim? I'm the technology mayor. When I go to them and say, "Excuse, start this friggin' thing," I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But anyway, that's the truth. But anyway, they call me the technology mayor. But anyway, Clark Township is running very well. My focus is to make it even better. The plan that has made Clark a county and state nationally recognized town is something that we are proud of. Look around. We are cleaner, nicer, and have much more to offer than all the other towns around us. Nevertheless, I know people still want more, and I'm willing to accommodate your needs. Safety and service for our hometown will always be a priority. All Clark services that residents have grown accustomed to will continue in this year's budget. The bulky cleanup, the ever-loved branch cleanup, that goes on forever, grass cleanup, 4th of July fireworks, breakfast with Santa, tree lighting festivities, Easter egg hunt, senior breakfast, senior barbecue, senior citizen bus, and our man Chili behind the wheel of that bus, existing and new recreational programs. I'm sure Ralph's got a bag of them waiting for me this year, and many, many more to come. Giving our children the best quality of life is our first and foremost, as they are our future. To our seniors, thank you for giving us the fruits of your hard work and established in this great town. The place where I grew up, let's continue to serve our seniors and preserve the future for our children. As the gatekeepers of the present, we hold the keys as to what has to come for Clark. Our township is already one of the leading towns in the county with regards to providing services to our citizens, as well as recreational services available to every age group. Moreover, we are leaders in public safety. I'd like to thank our Clark Police Department and Captain Akabu, who's here today. Our volunteer fire department with Chief Sarasa. Those guys give it all for nothing, for the love of our community. Our first aid squad, love those people out there working as volunteers each and every day. Our emergency management, I'd like to thank them for what they do, especially when chips are down and emergencies here. They save our town not only with their work and service, but save us in our budget with the efforts for our community, and I thank you. I would like to mention a very special person, a dear friend. Our recreation director, Ralph Bernardo, simply the best rec director in New Jersey. No one can argue that point with me. He's there 7 days a week, providing, doing, and it's been a pleasure to have him as my director and a dear friend. I have to thank our Department of Public Works. We have by far the most public works services in Union County, more than any other town. They went through Clark this year in the leaf cleanup about 15 times. I remember the days before I became your mayor, we were lucky to get them picked up twice, and that's a fact. I remember the days where branches and grass and bulky cleanups were done in election years and not as an every year service. So I'd like to thank them. You know, over the years, you do so much, and we had a long time to do so much. And, you know, it's just not to brag, but sometimes it's got to be said. I was reading some of the rap sites, I call them, you know, on social media, the social media sites. I could use a different word, but I'm in public. You know, and you always got haters out there in politics. It's okay. you know what, they hate me. I probably hate them too, so it's even. That's the way I look at it. But no, we're all kidding around aside. But you know what, and what did Sal really achieve? What has he done in 25 years? I said, it's a good question. It's a long time. And, now being 64, you start having senior moments every now and then. But you know what? It's not Sal. It's the team. As a mayor, you bring a vision to the town. You bring a vision in on what you want to do and how you want to get it done. One of the big parts of my vision was, when I first became mayor, was I wanted to take care of the senior citizens because they paid for this town as we grew up here. And I wanted to do for the youth of Clark because they're going to be the future of our town, and we want them to move back here, as so many Clark people do. So, you get elected, and you have a great council group behind me like I had, and you have a great BA to come into town like John Laza, and now with Jim, and again with the employees and the department heads and everybody involved. I'd just like to read down that list. The first thing we had to do was fix the finances, and I give all the credit to John Laza for that. As he said to me, he'll give me the game plan. Mayor, you got to have the guts to implement it, and I sure did, and I thank John for that. We had a $170,000 unfunded liability in the Clark Police Department. Nothing against the police, they earned it. That money wasn't on our budget or in our books. It was saved in a book in the old building. At any time, PD could come in and demand that money, and we'd have to pay him in 2 weeks. It was kind of a bank that was done illegally and I don't mean illegally criminally. It wasn't done right, let's put it that way, because everybody listens to every word. But we had to take that money and we had to pay it down. And we paid it down, and we did that. We started paying principal on municipal bonds. That's why this beautiful $12 million building you're standing in didn't raise your taxes. We set a plan through John's direction to pay not only interest, but principal to get bonds in shape better. We stopped overpaying employees on their sick time. We followed the contract, what was in the contract, not what we thought people should have. We built the 10,000 square foot addition on the Clark Public Library. We worked with the New Jersey Turnpike Authority for a brand new Parkway Circle that was $5 million that the taxpayers of Clark did not have to pay for. We upgraded all public playgrounds. We hired a full-time recreation director. We rebuilt the inside and outside of the Brewer Municipal Building. We built 2 parking lots for the school district, one right out here to my left at Johnson and one at Valley Road. We bumped out the curb in the back of Henley for safety. It was like a bowling alley back there years ago. We began to share services with our school district, which was never done, which saves the taxpayers money. We saved the school district millions of dollars by letting them use the center of the Brewer Municipal Building for classrooms at no charge because it's all one tax dollar. We changed the employees' health benefits plan, and we gave them a very good and comparable plan, but that saved millions over 24 years changing that plan. We renegotiated a lot of contracts to save taxpayers' dollars. In my first 18 years as mayor, the Star-Ledger did a study on taxes in Union County, and we were the lowest growth in taxes over my first 18 years. And when you're new in New Jersey, you got to brag if you're slow growing, because who cuts taxes in the state? It's impossible. But in 19, 20, and 21, we gave you 3 zero budgets, no tax increases. We instituted a monthly bulk cleanup, a monthly branch cleanup, meadow cleanup, and spring lawn and leaf cleanup. I gave meeting space to help those not as fortunate to the Alcoholics Anonymous and the Narcotics Anonymous to use areas of our Brewer Municipal Building to help those poor people, and we're so proud that they were coming to those meetings to get that help. I was named Union County Chamber of Commerce Mayor of the Year twice. No one has ever done that. I was very proud of that. And also in the League of Municipalities Hall of Fame, the ALJ Hall of Fame. We got the girls softball $70,000 grants for their field house that sits in the back of the Brewer parking lot. They didn't have one. We lit up the girls' softball fields with lights. We expanded the Pop Warner practice football field. Lights for the Clark Little League. Lights for Clark soccer. New gym floors for Clark travel basketball. We supported and hosted the the great Unico Feast that is just a staple of our community. We started the Memorial Day Parade. We started Breakfast with Santa. We started the senior barbecue, senior citizen birthday breakfast. We built a free senior citizen fitness center. When I came into office, my predecessor had a $150,000 county grant, and the county called me my first week or so in office and said, "You're going to lose it or use it." Your predecessor didn't know what to do with it. I went down to the gyms at the Brewer Rec Center, and I took the boys and girls locker room, and we blew that out and made it a free fitness center for our senior citizens, and they're there to this day enjoying it each and every morning. We built and put the turf field on the ALJ and lights at the ALJ High School. We started Patriot Night at the ALJ football game. We received millions of dollars in states and county grants. First mayor and council to ever pay for a new ambulance for the first aid squad. If you don't know, the first aid squad is separate and a part of the town government. And they were in financial trouble, and we went out and bought them, I think, 2 new ambulances, and we're on our way to buy them their 3rd, because those volunteers deserve it. And we help them each and every way we can, which is coming to fruition now. So I sold the reservoir to Union County for $1. It's going to save this town $35 million in dredging. We just hope they keep the rest of it down to a very bare minimum. We never asked for that. We asked for the dredging. I was proud to work with the county officials for that. We supported and worked with the developer for the Clark Senior Housing on Westfield Avenue. One of my proudest moments was working with a great developer, Bill Crane, in developing the Clark Commons. When Bill first came into my office, he got thrown out in about 30 minutes because he brought a plan in that was not acceptable. And I told him, if you're going to build something in Clark, you're going to build it and you're going to make it beautiful. And I think we all agree that Clark Commons is a beautiful addition to our community. We put flags down Westfield Avenue between Memorial Day and Veterans Day to honor our great veterans and our patriots of this community. We worked with the Union County officials to bring Esposito Farm to Esposito Park. And that was a great day for the community. We built this beautiful police station, courthouse, and council chambers. To date, Clark is cleaner, greener, and very desirable place to live. I started the mayor with the state, the mayor's wellness campaign, and we were designated upcoming healthy towns by the New Jersey Care Quality Institute. I would also like to thank members, not only who were here, but in the past, all the council members that were here that helped us, and I'd like to mention Rob Bothy as one of them. And I'd like to mention some members in my administration who have passed away, who did so much for me, this council, and this community, and that was, of course, our BA, John Leza, Joe Bonacorso, Sonny Bertol, Keith Dolan, Victor Marzo, and a very, very dear friend of mine who started this Republican Party in Clark to being what some people call a machine, Pete Navarjic, my former council member who passed. I'd like to thank all those people because they all have a hand in it. Now, the other thing I'd like to mention today, and I kind of thought of this morning, you know, when you're mayor for 24 years and you start your 25th and you're in government 28, there's a lot of people that make impressions on you. Some good, some bad, but mostly good, I gotta say. And I want to read a list that I thought of today, and I hope I don't miss anybody. And it's a list of Republicans and Democrats that I had the pleasure to work with. And I'd like to start off by saying our former governor, Senate President Donald DeFrancesco did a lot for me in the early days. Assemblyman Alan Augustine, Assemblyman Rich Bagger, Congressman Bob Franks, Senator Joe Saliga, Democrat, Senator and Senate President, as we speak, in Clark resident, Nick Scutari, Democrat, Senator Joe Cryan, Democrat, passed away, great man, Assemblyman Jerry Green, Democrat. Friend of mine up in Mars County, Senator Joe Panaccio. Senator Ray Lesniak. All good friends who had an impression on me over my years in government. I'd like to mention some of the mayors, and there's probably more, but you know, you can't think of everybody. My friend in Elizabeth, Chris Bolage, Democrat. Roselle, Jamal Holly, Democrat. Jim Kennedy, who's our Assemblyman, former Mayor of Rahway, Democrat. Mayor of Woodbridge now, John McCormick. Former Mayor of Roselle Park, Joe DiIorio. Former Mayor of Kenilworth, Mike Trippitti. The legend, former Mayor of Linden, John Gregorio. Former Mayor of Rahway, Sam Steinman. current mayor of Linden, Derek Armstead, Democrats. These are all Democrats. Former Democrat mayor in Cranford, Tom Hannon. Democrat mayor up in Berkeley Heights right now, Angie Devaney. I've worked with many freeholders and commissioners as they switch their names, mostly of Democrats, to work and get along together. County managers, George Devaney, Al Fiella, Ed Oatman, worked with them over the years. These people here, whatever political party they hold office to, have made an impression on me or had a pleasure I had in working with these individuals. You know, when you hear about reaching across the aisle, you don't have to reach across the aisle and compromise your principles. I never did as a conservative Republican, but I reached across the aisle as a friend to work together with people who can help my community in Clark, and made so many endearing friendships over the time here. I'd like to also point out today that our new Union County Republican Chairman, Carlos Santos is here, sorry, Carlos. And my good friend, longtime Chairman of ROE, Pat Casio, is here today. When you're fortunate to be elected, sometimes you meet some people that give you a little bit of grief and a little bit of aggravation. But I also like to say there's so many good people that have made such a great impression, and I had an honor of serving with and knowing and being with each and every day. So with that, I'd like to wish everyone in this community a very healthy and happy new year, safe, prosperous. For those of you who are here, not at home, if you're at home, stay there. If you're here, you're welcome to come to 1051 Bistro with myself and the council for lunch afterwards. Even my two Democrat opponents in the back, you're always welcome. Okay, Johnny, you can bring your camera and video. You'll see what a good party looks like. Thank you. God bless you all, and have a great day.
Thank you very much, Mayor. At this time, we'll move on to council comments. Councilman Steve Hund.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Sal, for that wonderful speech you just gave, and recognizing all the people that helped you mold the town and the way you look at things. So thank you very much for that. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today for our 2025 reorganization meeting, and Happy New Year to everyone. I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few individuals for their outstanding services to the Township of Clark over the past year. To Mayor Sal Bonacorso, Business Administrator Jim Ulrich, and Town Clerk Edie Merkel. Your tireless efforts and steadfast commitment to Clark's residents continue to inspire us. Thank you for all the hard work and unwavering dedication that you show to the members of council here, and most importantly to the residents of the town. Congratulations to the mayor again, Councilwoman Angel Albanese, Councilman James Benetti, and Councilman Bill Smith on being re-elected for another term. It will be an honor to work with you for my next 2 years in term, and hopefully for the following years after that. Your service and dedication to our community are greatly appreciated, and I look forward to, as I just said, working alongside with you and continue to move Clark forward. To my fellow council members, thank you for all your collaboration, advice, and support throughout the past year. Together, we have tackled challenges and celebrated successes, always keeping the best interests of our community at the forefront of our decisions. As we move forward into 2025, I'm confident that Clark will continue to thrive. We remain dedicated to growing our community base while upholding the fiscal responsibilities that our residents expect and deserve. While challenges may arise, as they do inevitably do, I am certain we will confront them head-on with the same determination, teamwork, and resolve that have defined us in the past. As your 3rd Ward Councilman, I want to assure residents I am always accessible to you, whether by phone, text, email, or Facebook. I value your input, and I'm here to listen to your concerns and ideas. You can reach me by cell phone at 732-910-2928, by email at shund@ourclark.com, or on Facebook at my Councilman Hund Facebook page. Your continued engagement and support are invaluable, and I look forward to serving you in the year ahead. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my wife and children for their unwavering support over the past 10 years. Their understanding and encouragement have made it possible for me to dedicate myself to serving our community. In closing, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Councilwoman Angel Albanese as being appointed as the 2025 Town Council President. I'm confident that Angel will lead us with vision, dedication, and integrity. And also to Councilman Bill Smith, congratulations on being appointed to the Town Council as Vice President. And to all our residents, I wish you a healthy, prosperous, and successful 2025. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Councilman Hund. Councilman Mazzarella.
Yes, thank you, Council President, and I want to congratulate you and thank you for your past year's leadership on council and your reappointment. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I want to extend my congratulations first to our mayor and his running mates, Angel, Jimmy, and Bill, for your outstanding campaign and very successful victory this past November. We, as your governing body, are here and still here and have managed to work together to provide the best possible services to you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the following: our police, fire, emergency squad, and emergency management. You are our first responders and are true heroes in our community. Thank you for your dedication and quick responses to our residents. There's a special place in my heart for our police, fire, and emergency squad. Since I have family members that are in law enforcement and firefighters, and I have been a former member of the squad before I was first elected as First Ward Councilman. So I have a special place and understand their commitment and dedication to our community, and you are true heroes. Thank you for all that you do for us. To our recreation personnel, for providing recreational services to all the residents, young and old, as well as providing all the special programs throughout the year that we all look forward to and enjoy. Our library staff, their outstanding educational and reference services that all will enjoy, whether you're young or old. Thank you for your efforts. To our office personnel, addressing the residents of our town on a daily basis. Ladies and gentlemen, these individuals are mostly township residents and understand your frustrations. And they're out there every day, either on the phone or in-person office visits to the municipal building to provide quick and professional services to our residents and inquiries. Thank you for those efforts. To our DPW staff, they are an outstanding bunch of individuals committed to our community, making sure at all hours of the day or evening that they are out cleaning our community, making our community safe for all our residents or people that pass through our community. Thank you for your dedication and your commitment to our community. And this all shows that I believe a community is all about addressing the needs of all the residents, putting aside our political differences and understanding the people that live in our town are our family, and we are here to serve all of you. And I strongly believe that my colleagues and I will continue to govern to the best of our ability by putting aside those political differences and best suit the needs of our community. In closing, on behalf of my family to yours, I want to wish everyone a very safe, happy New Year. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mazzarella. Councilman Minetti.
Thank you, Council President. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 reorganization meeting, and a very happy new year to you all. I would like to start off by thanking my wife, Anna, and my children, AJ and Jackie, for being here today and their unwavering support over these past 4 years. I am deeply humbled and incredibly honored to have been reelected to represent our community for the next 4 years as a member of this council. I am committed to listening to your voices, understanding your needs, and ensuring that every member of this community feels seen, heard, and valued. Our shared vision for a united, more inclusive, and prosperous Clark remains at the heart of my mission. The road ahead will require collaboration, resilience, and a bold action. I am confident together we can overcome any challenge and seize opportunities that will continue to keep our community a desirable place to live and raise our families. I want to thank each and every one of you who have and continue to place your trust in me. Your belief in my vision and leadership is not something I take for granted, and I promise to work tirelessly and represent you with honesty, integrity, and dedication. I would also like to extend my gratitude to my extended family, friends, and other members of this council for their consistent support. Councilman Smith, Councilman O'Connor, Councilman Toll, Councilman Hunn, Councilman Mazzarella, and Council President Albanese. Your encouragement, hard work, and sacrifice have made this achievement possible for us all. This re-election is not just an endorsement of the work we have done together, but also a call to action for the opportunities that lie ahead. Together, we have made great strides and will continue to keep Clark the great town that it is. I would also like to thank Mayor Bonacorso for his dedication and his mentorship over the past 4 years. His commitment and love for this community goes far beyond the scope of his duties. Our business administrator, Jim Ulrich, your knowledge and expertise keeps Clark financially sound, and I want to personally thank you for your hard work and dedication to our community. What would a town be without the people that have dedicated their career and lives to our community if it wasn't for our police department, our fire department, emergency management, first aid, Department of Public Works, our teachers, Board of Education, our Recreation Department, and of course our staff at Town Hall. Thank you for all you do, and I wish you continued success and grateful for your service. Finally, I would like to give a special thanks to our clerk, Edie, for her hard work throughout the year. Thank you again for your trust and support. I am excited to continue this journey with you and for you. Let's move forward together and create an even brighter future for all right here in the community of Clark, New Jersey. Once again, I wish each and every one of you a very happy, healthy, and prosperous 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Manitti. Councilman O'Connor.
Thank you. Hello, and welcome to 2025. I hope each of you had a wonderful new year and are ready to embrace all the opportunities the new year will bring. Looking back at 2024, it was another great year of progress and change for the 2nd Ward. L'Oreal USA announced completion of its $140 million state-of-the-art Research and Innovation Center, replacing its existing facilities. The 250,000 square foot center houses 550 employees and focuses on advancing beauty innovations across hair, skin, and makeup categories while emphasizing sustainability, green sciences, and beauty tech. The CubeSmart facility on Raritan Road, formerly the location of the Lunchbox, has also been completed. This development provides a low-impact use on a busy road, benefiting the township's tax base. Hackensack Meridian Health has opened its new health and wellness center at the intersection of Raritan Road and Central Avenue. This facility offers a variety of services, including primary care, specialty care, such as cardiology and women's health services, diagnostic imaging, and urgent care with extended hours for added convenience. Brookside Manor, a 42-unit apartment complex with 6 affordable housing units, has been completed on Raritan Road across from Manny's Diner. This development provides additional housing options for the township and includes charging stations for electric vehicles. The County Reservoir Dredging Project was announced, providing an opportunity for residents to voice their concerns to the county. Concessions were made, but the township continues to work with residents and county officials to ensure a safe environment for both the local and community and recreational users. On the financial side, I am happy to report that the township maintained sufficient cash flow throughout 2024 to meet all of its financial obligations. Additionally, I am pleased to note that there were no audit issues and we successfully ended 2024 within our budget. The business administrator, Jim Ulrich, and his team are already working diligently on the 2025 budget, which is on track to be filed with the state within the required timeframe. A special thank you to Jim and his team for their excellent work. At this time, I'd like to congratulate Councilwoman Albanese on being selected as Council President and Councilman Bill Smith on being selected as Council Vice President, as well as congratulate the Mayor and the Council at large in their re-election win. Congratulations. Looking ahead to 2025, I am confident that the Township will continue its positive path forward, not only meeting our financial needs, but also addressing the needs of the residents of the Second Ward and of the entire Township. As always, please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. I can be reached by phone at 732-382-9719, by email at poconnor@ourclark.com, and please remember I have a Facebook page, Patrick O'Connor, where I post and forward Township, county, and state information. Thank you again for having me serve as your Second Ward Councilman. It is truly an honor, and I look forward to another successful year together. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember O'Connor. Vice President Smith.
Thank you, Council President Albanese. I have a 1:30 reservation at Bistro, so I will make this nice and brief. First, I'd like to thank my wife Susan and my two daughters, Dominique and Gabriella, for their support during my 12-year tenure as a Clark councilman. I would also like to thank the citizens of Clark who overwhelmingly voted for me and the Bonner Corso team and are entrusting us with another 4-year term. I can guarantee you, whether you voted for me or not, I will continue to do what is in the best interest for Clark and continue to keep Clark a great place to live and raise a family. As we move into 2025, the Township of Clark continues to thrive and remains financially sound so residents can enjoy a high quality of life with well-maintained infrastructure, access to essential services, and a sense of community. The expertise and professionalism exhibited by the clerk's office has been instrumental in ensuring the smooth functioning of our council, and the business administrator's strategic guidance has been invaluable. To Mayor Bonacorso and my fellow council members, thank you for your support and dedication to our shared vision. In closing, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and healthy new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Smith. Councilman Toll.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to keep it sort of fast. I'll talk fast. It's much easier that way. When I was growing up in Clark, and I became 18 years of age, and I graduated from Johnson back in 1980, some of you weren't even born yet, when I met an elderly gentleman who was the founder of the Clark Public Library. His name was Edward Ayers, and I became his apprentice. I became a friend of Mr. Ayers. I used to cut his lawn, do a bunch of things. He was a really nice man, but he was all alone. His wife had died. He had no children. His family was Clark. The Township of Clark and its residents were his family. What happened was he took my hand. I was over cutting his lawn. He said, "Come on inside." And he took my hand and goes, "I want you to think about what I'm going to say to you right now. I'm 18 years old, 18 years of age. I really didn't care, but I listened because he was a nice man." And he said to me, he took my hand and goes, "Close your eyes. You're 18 now. Close your eyes and you're 18. When you open them again, you're going to be 25. You're going to be 30. Close them again. You're going to be 40. You're going to be 50. You're going to be 60. He was 90. And he said to me, before you know it, you blink your eyes. It's over with. Enjoy every moment. Apply yourself every day. Do what is right, not for you, not for us, but for the next generation." A 90-year-old man said that to me, and it stuck. And that's why I've dedicated my life to this township. Mr. Mayor, you've been here for 24 years. And every year on January 1st, I always say the same speech. We're laying the foundation, not for us, but for the next generation. And Mr. Mayor, you have laid a foundation for this community for the next 1,000 years. You have worked so hard and given your family, this is the historian saying this, you worked so hard giving yourself for this community day in and day out. And it shows on your family's faces because they know how much you love this town and how much you gave back to it. You and I have had differences, but you blink your eyes and the next thing it's over with, or it's not over with. We're going to do another 25 years. But we're laying the foundation. The first 25 years of this community's 21st century is Bonacorso. Everything you touched will grow and build upon for the next 100 years or 25 years, whatever you want to say. Sal, you did a good job, is what I'm trying to say. Now I'm going to get into a quick speech and get out of here. Mr. Mayor, Council President, members of the Township Council of 2025. How did 25 years go by so quickly? I've been up in here since January 1st, 2003. But it goes fast, guys. Young people out there, It does go fast. And the old 90-year-old guy who grabbed my hand said, it does. Enjoy the ride. Make the most of the time you're on this planet. Make the most you can give back to your community if you can, as a police, fire, emergency, or whatever. Happy New Year to all. To the citizens of Clark, New Jersey, and the 4th Ward, I do this every January 1st. I reaffirm to you my commitment that I will always do what is right. Shall work to make sure our town, Thornton Wilder's greatest, ever get a chance, read Thornton Wilder's Our Town. It's a 2-act play. It's a great book. You'll enjoy it, and it gives you a perspective of every day is a gift. So, I always say that we maintain that we clean, safe, green, and historic. Very simple principles, but if we do it and we do it right, this town and the next generation will be better off for it. I am proud to call this township my home. Why didn't I move away? Why didn't we stay here? Because it's called home, our home. We are blessed for this township. We work hard, we have differences, but that's life. Republican, Democrat has nothing to do with it. It has to do with something more in here, being a better person to help our fellow man and to build a better tomorrow. With that, Mr. Mayor, you've done a great job. To the members of council, I've enjoyed working with you. I'm going to continue trying to do what my 24 months left on the dais is to make a better Clark. Very simple. And we will work over the issues that do present themselves. I was talking to somebody last year. She goes, you guys do good deeds. I said, yes, we try. We try to make a better Clark. And I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm just going to say God bless everyone, good health to us, to you all. And that's where it really starts. And to your families, safe and clean. And this is a beautiful town, and we're very blessed to call it home. Thank you, Madam President. Congratulations to all, and let us continue.
Thank you, Councilman Toll. I have the pressure on me to speed this up, but I'm going to ask for our professional comments before I make my final comments. I'll ask for our law director, Mr. Dugan.
I wish you all a peaceful, happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year.
Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Council President. I want to thank the council for your kind words. Thank you, Angel. I'm very happy for your re-election as president. We work very well together. I'm looking forward to this year. I want to thank the mayor for his vision and dedication, and to Jim, who works 24/7, 365. I've never seen a harder worker than Jim. By the way, everyone out there, he expects that of you too. No, he's a great hard worker, and it's a pleasure working with all of you. 2024 was a challenging year. We've been short-staffed since the beginning of May, but we met every challenge. And so I, as always, want to thank Terry and Dawn for their hard work. We do it as a team, and that is always the theme here, and that's how it works. I also want to recognize the departments, because a lot of times I'll walk in the door with an Oprah request and they try to hide. But they work hard. I received an Oprah request this morning, so they don't stop. It's a holiday and I received an Oprah request. But the departments and my department work very closely together, and I appreciate all of you. So we're looking forward to a healthy 2025 and happiness to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Our business administrator, Mr. Ulrich.
I'll try to keep it brief, but it's an honor to help everybody in this town. I lived in this town for 30 years. I started off with the mayor back in 2000, and it's a testament to go back that far and say that I served on council with the council president, Albanese, Frank Mazzarella, Pat O'Connor, and Brian Toll, a.k.a. Red Baron. So, I mean, it shows the continuity, consistency, and the vision that the mayor had for this town, starting from the beginning. First was, he wanted the financial discipline. Second, he wanted the best services and, make it a community. And everything that we've done over these years has gotten to that point. And I was honored when he asked me, even though I told him no the first time, or first 3 times, I think, but he asked me to take the job. But, it was definitely a great choice, and, working with everybody, I know I drive Mark Dugan crazy quite often as our planning board attorney, Albert Cruz. It's always, let's make sure we get this right. Let's make sure make sure I understand it, and let's, move forward. It's similar with our township engineer, Rich O'Connor. He takes calls. He's another guy who takes calls all of the time. It's, okay, I'm reading this and I don't understand it. What is it for? There's a lot of cooperation. And then even from the department heads, Ralph Bernardo, Captain Akabu, Captain Lott, Frank Sarasa, our fire chief. I was talking to him yesterday on things, for the budget. So, there's a lot of dedication throughout this town. And, I'd be remiss if I didn't, thank the ambulance squad, which I was a member for over 25 years, Lori Sheldon, and making sure that, the township is safe. So, there's a lot that's going on in the town, and it really is a testament. High level, we've done a lot this year. As we joke about it, but we do want to move the township ahead, from a technology standpoint. Some of the things that we've done is, put in GovPilot to make it easier so people don't have to come into town hall to do, mundane things, repetitive things. So just as some statistics, this year we did 489 business registrations, landlord registrations 37, yard sale requests 201, bulky pickup requests 2,929, scrap metal pickup requests 1,059, dog and cat licenses 493, retail food licenses 189, and reporter concerns 262. These are things that formerly had to either come into town hall during our operating hours or have to make a phone call to have someone, put you on a list. That's a big difference. We also instituted the interactive map on our website. You could look at zoning, flooding, permits. There's a lot of things that we've, moved. And again, being in the town for so many years, we've always heard the complaints on, the cable companies, the internet companies, how are we going to make that change? Under the mayor's direction, we were pushing, Optum and Verizon. We finally got some input from Optum. They're looking to come into town. That's something that we really think makes a difference to the town, have some competition, and it will hopefully help out everybody's services. We're finally getting the opportunity to take advantage of the curb to curb, right? So the curb to curb paving, I remember when I was on Thomas Drive, they did the gas lines, paved half the street. Never worked out. You're going to have potholes, you're going to have cracks, you're going to have issues. When I first came, I spoke to the mayor. I go, this is stupid. It just doesn't make sense. Why do we not have them pave curb to curb? We went back and forth on, reasons why, and we passed it, I guess about 2 years ago. But now we have a major gas company job, and they're going to have to pave curb to curb, right? So we're going to have new roads. We're not going to have the same issues with the intersections. And this year, we have a bunch of shared services that we've put into place: street sweeping, TV station, paving. We're doing some paving shared services with Scotch Plains, right? So some of the roads that start in Clark, end in Scotch Plains, or start in Scotch Plains and end in Clark, we're going to do shared services. So take advantage of that. You'll see that coming up probably in February, maybe the second meeting in January. But we just finished pretty much negotiating all of the terms. And then look at what we've done. We've had sewer issues in the past. We've now instituted the shared service agreement with Parsa, right? They're going to videotape. They're going to flush. They're going to clean out our sewer lines. 100% of our sewer lines are going to be cleaned out every 5 years. So we're doing 20% a year. That's a big improvement, and that's something that we're taking advantage of. Expertise that we don't have in-house, and we're working towards it. So, in summary, I want to thank, Councilwoman Albanese over the, last year, and I look forward to the next year of, working together to make this work. Pat, and this is one of the times that, someone drives me crazy on the budget and, making sure that we have, all the right questions, all the right timing, and making it work. I want to, and congratulate Councilman Smith on his reelection, and then, last and not least in any way, shape, or form, congratulate the mayor on his term. Again, we started this, 25 years ago. Who would have thought that, like I said, 4 of those council people that I was with 25 years ago, or over that 25 years when I was here, are going to still be here, and the mayor is still running the town, to the most efficient way possible. It ended up being another great year, and it's been a good 3.5 years, since I've been here. So thank you and everybody, and have a happy New Year.
Thank you. I don't want to repeat all the things that were said. Just try to be as brief as possible. Well, first of all, I think I've mentioned in the past that each day I ask myself 4 sole questions. Who am I? What do I want? What's my purpose? And what am I grateful for? Certainly grateful to those who supported us in the campaign as far as the election, all the citizens who voted for me, and to my friends and family. It's truly an honor, and I'm grateful to serve, and that has been a big part of my life. In fact, over the years, I ultimately evolved under the guidance of John Laza to get involved in government myself in a professional way. I do appreciate that the mayor went through the things that have been accomplished. It's not accomplished in a day. This took 25 years. What it shows is continuous improvement, and that's what we're about. Continuous improvement, having high standards, doing what is right. Do we disagree on things? Yes, but we compromise and we move forward, and that has been a very important part of what's happened here. I look back, as the mayor said, when I first met Geraldine and the mayor, you were pregnant, I had small children, and the world has really changed since then. The mayor talked about being in technology. We went through 9/11, and we saw what happened in this town and how they came together. It was unbelievable for those who have been here. We went through Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Irene, and the tasks that the mayor took on just to get through those really demonstrated his love for this community. But now we're in the iPhone comes along, Facebook comes along, X comes along, and our lives have changed. We've evolved. You say you are technology IT, Sal. And Jim has pointed out the things how our government has evolved, making it better, improving the services for our citizens. And the reason why I reflect on this is hopefully some of the citizens here, when we go door to door campaigning, we meet people who moved here maybe 3 years ago, a month ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago. They have no idea. And you can't stand at the door and explain all that to them. The mayor even left out a couple of things. We bought a few fire trucks along the way, and certainly support them. So I hope people can go back and listen to that, and there are benefits of being in office for a while, so that when Mayor Sal knocks on the door and talks to members of anyone in the state or anyone in the county, he's recognized. And there are some communities that have commissions, and they rotate mayors every year. It just doesn't work as well as what's been done here. Of course, I want to say I appreciate everyone who put this meeting together, which includes tremendous effort on the clerk's part, the ongoing work of the BA, and our finance department as well. But we appreciate all the department heads and all the employees who work in the town. When I go door to door and someone asks for something, I ask them, did you call the department head? Did you call the offices? Did you call the tax collector who's here to get information? You are the face of the township. You represent us. And I think we have a great group of employees working here in all departments and in all the volunteer departments that has already been mentioned, including the library, and all the volunteer organizations, all the members and people that the mayor mentioned who serve on committees. They were all mentioned today. They serve to contribute to the community. So I'm going to have to close up here. And most important, I want to thank my 2 sons who are here, and James and Taylor Coburn. They're from out of town now, so it's been really nice to have them here today. As you know, my husband passed away, and he was a big part of this and our service to the community. Sorry about that. So we love you, Bob. We appreciate you, and thank you all. I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it, please.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.